Hi everybody, it's the Kellys.
That was so cheesy.
This is Lauren, my beautiful wife.
I'm the travel expert, and this is my husband Brian, and he's learning how to become a travel expert.
I'm trying.
And we want you to become a travel expert too, which is why we started this channel. We also want to show you our fun shenanigans on our trips. So we are doing a travel hack series, and this is another video in that. More coming soon. Some of the stuff we have mentioned before in our travel apps and websites video, but this video is for booking, so obviously you're going to use those apps and websites to book. So the two go hand in hand. Did we say subscribe?
No. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
Yes, please let us know if there's ever a video that you want us to make, maybe something travel related that you have a hard time with, because anything you guys tell us, we work on it because we want to help.
You're right, and we respond pretty quick to any comments. Lauren was out the other day with her tape measurer for a reply to a comment from one of our packing videos like a year ago.
We literally stopped what we were watching so that I could, you know, measure this suitcase for somebody. So always here to help. All right, should we show everybody our hacks?
Let's do it.
Hack. So today is booking advice. This is for booking flights. This is for booking hotels. This is for picking your seat on the flight, all sorts of stuff like that.
All very important things.
You want to start?
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so you're gonna want to do your flight research first. You're gonna want to use things like Skyscanner or Google Flights. Skyscanner is really great, and Google Flights are really great because you can just hit the little notification button and it will notify you when your flights are going up or down in price. Hopefully they're going down for you. One way to help you with that is to make sure when you're looking at these websites or apps or whatever, is to make sure you're in incognito mode, because these websites have a tendency to know exactly what you're looking at, and the price is not going to be as cheap as what it could be. And if you're not in incognito mode, just delete your cookies. That works too.
Okay, so I'm gonna get into something. I've wanted to make a video about this for so long, but I've never found a way to do it without looking like that guy in the meme that's got a bunch of math in the background of a board, and he's like, ah! So I'm gonna try to just give you the littlest tidbits about it to help you, and then do it on your own. So my first piece of advice is to look at a different airport. So our home airport is Detroit, but I almost always look out of any New York airport, Washington, DC, or Chicago. Also, I've looked out of Toronto as well. It's a little bit harder with COVID right now and the restrictions, so I haven't been looking at there lately, but there's a lot of times that those are huge international hubs. So you can get direct from those airports to your destination so much cheaper than booking from your home airport.
Lauren has saved us a lot of money. Like for our honeymoon, we were looking at going from Detroit to Johannesburg, and it was gonna be
like $1,600
per ticket.
Per person.
And
with like 3 layovers.
Right,
which
it was gonna be an insane flight. But then she looked at Newark, and from Newark to Johannesburg was only $700.
Direct. And then we just booked a round trip flight from Detroit to Newark. When it was all said and done, I think we paid
$1,400 total.
Like total to get there, when it would have been $1,600 per person. Always look at different airports. It's not always going to work, or it could work, but you're only saving a couple $100. I really like to do it if I'm saving probably more than $500. You need to make it worth it. And my second piece of advice, if you stop watching the video after this, like, you've learned enough.
That's the most important takeaway.
But the most important takeaway is that and this. You can always look one way. So let's say you live in Detroit like us, and you want to go to Fort Lauderdale for spring break, and it's stupid expensive, and everything you're always going to look at is round trip because you are going there and back. But if you look one way, you can get a lot cheaper. Always look with that. You do not always have to book round trip on these booking websites. I mean, Seriously, sometimes it'll be cheaper, but most of the times, one way will really help.
Yeah. Do your homework, it's worth it. You could potentially save yourself a lot of money, which you then can use on your trip or to book more trips, which is why we do it.
It's so helpful. I honestly have a cap. Like, I will not book a trip for more than this amount of money, and if I can't find it for that, then it's not my time. I hope that was like the biggest takeaway. And if you guys want a more in-depth video of something like that, let us know, and I can try to do it where it's not just a bunch of math.
So when you're booking a flight, you always want to go and look at seatguru.com to look at your plane's seating options, and it has a lot more than just that as well.
Yeah, it tells you like where the bathrooms are, whether or not your seat reclines. Do you have power outlets at your seat? Do you have seat back entertainment? Do you have a window? What is the legroom situation? Very helpful.
You're not caught off guard. No surprises.
No surprises. I like knowing my situation for the next 2 to 16 hours.
Another travel hack that a lot of people don't know or are aware of is flying in the morning is the smartest. There's less delays. So when you're flying, say at like 5 p.m., all the delays that have happened previously build up to that point. So
domino effect.
So your 5 p.m. flight might be a 7 p.m. flight, and it can really screw your planning up. So flying in the morning kind of helps alleviate that, and there's less turbulence in the morning. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Yeah, less turbulence. And you get to your destination sooner. Do I want to take a 5:30 in the morning flight? Not really, but if it helps me get to my place before 11 a.m., like, that's a whole day I get.
And you're gonna
book, just makes sense.
And you're gonna book a hotel that day anyway, so you give yourself basically an extra day of vacation, which is pretty sweet.
Also, when you're looking to book your flight, make sure you look at the connections. You don't ever want 2 layovers to go somewhere unless you're really going somewhere crazy, and you don't want a connection to be tight. You really don't. In the US, if it's less than an hour, I don't book it. And if it's international, if it's less than 3 hours, especially in COVID times. If you guys saw the chaotic Paris layover video, like, I will never lay over at CDG ever again. I just do not book a tight connection. I would rather have a 9-hour connection in an airport than a 2-hour connection.
If you're traveling with someone else, it can be smart to book an aisle and a window seat. Leave that middle seat open, because it's a lot less likely that someone's gonna pick that middle seat. And if they do, you can probably get them to swap with you.
What Brian and I usually do, we actually book aisle. It's not good we're both bigger, broader people, so for us to be squished together like this,
it's not good for anybody on the plane.
It's not fun. So aisle has been smartest for us, and I know a lot of couples that book that way too. When you're on Seat Guru, nobody wants to ever sit in the back, but there's a lot of plane seat configurations that in the very back row, they'll have just 2 seats. If it's like 3, 4, and 3, all the way back, but in the very back, just 2 seats. And Brian and I have booked those before. You always want to check the price of hotels direct first from the hotel website. It can be cheaper, it cannot, but then you want to look on the third party, because sometimes the hotel might give you the price that the third party gave you, and then it's always smarter to book direct, because the hotel's gonna, get all of the money that you paid for, so then you'll get more benefits in the end. I stick with Expedia too. Like, I'm not a fan of booking direct. I like to book on Expedia. So we have status from Expedia, we have status from our travel credit cards.
So we got both things covered. So
it's really, to me, I'm all about price. Another thing that we have mentioned before is using Ritukin to get money back for your bookings. If you booked direct with your hotel, you're probably not going to be able to use this unless they were having some sort of deal with like Marriott or something like that. But if you use something like Expedia, I always get 3 to 4% of my money back on Expedia. If you book 5 nights somewhere, and I ended up getting like $13 back or something for a 5-night stay. So it's $13. We've mentioned this before in a previous video, but travel credit card,
you want them.
It's so nice. I mean, it's gonna give you
It's a game changer.
I mean,
we always recommend the Chase Sapphire card. It's a solid card. You get 3 times the points for travel purchases, and you get 3 times for dining, and
so much more. But
you use those points for free flights and things like that. We've booked a couple flights for free already.
We haven't even had our cards for a year, and we've gotten so much free stuff, let alone the status and let alone everything that comes with it. And no foreign transaction fees, which are so helpful.
And a lot of these cards come in with built-in traveler's insurance, which is really nice because it's an expense now you don't have to pay for.
Yeah, but if you do need to book trip insurance, read the fine print. It's not necessarily a travel hack, and this is really a story for another video, but I mean, read the fine print. Like, trip delay and trip cancellation are like the top things that you need to be reimbursed for, because those are out of your control, and you want a travel insurance that is going to reimburse you 100%.
There's a lot of loopholes that they'll try to use. They don't want to pay you the money back.
Yeah, so it's very important that you read everything. I like to use TravelX. That's what I always used before we got travel cards. They'll even give you up to 150% back. I don't know, should I say the company that I use that screwed me over?
I think you should say it, because a lot of travel vloggers recommend it, and I don't know why they do.
A lot of people recommend World Nomads. I don't know why. Clearly they've never had to use it for a claim, because World Nomads, as popular as it is, does not reimburse you whatsoever for trip delay or trip cancellation. I paid so much to have my Antarctica trip covered by World Nomads, and when it was canceled at the last minute due to weather, which is out of my control, I didn't get any money back, nor did I get help getting home. So I think I had to spend about $6,000 in order to get home, like in an emergency, and they didn't give me any money back. So do not use World Nomads. Then I had to use a different one another year, and I got all my money back. So yeah. World Nomads.
Just know, if we're telling you about something on here, it's something we use or something we recommend, and we're not being paid by anybody. So
yeah,
keep that in mind.
Literally, like, we're very new YouTubers, and we don't have any affiliates to anything. So we just want to help you.
We like what we like.
We like what we like, and we want to give you guys all of the advice we can possibly give. So this is it for booking today. This was our booking hacks. We have so many more hack videos coming up.
I can't wait to make them. I mean, I've learned a lot just in doing the research on this with you. It's been really cool.
Airplane hacks, packing hacks, airport hacks, all sorts of stuff. So please make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you can see every time we put out a new video.
And don't forget to like and to comment. We love to respond to our comments and things like that, and we look forward to hearing from you all.
And if you want to know everywhere that we are going, watch our 2022 travel plans, and you can see where we're going next. All right, guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you, everybody.
See you later.
See you later.